But let's do it. Let's do it on karaoke.
Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. I be singing both parts. That's my problem.
I was gonna let you sing because I don't even know all the words.
We're about to do Blueprint Live. Be sure to follow our amazing sponsors: Fire Infusion, Tax Strategy, Ask Blue Jay, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi, and Black Dollar Days. And be sure to tune into our other programming throughout the week. All right, y'all, let's get it. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, MzMetchi, checking in. Hey. And I'm sitting here with the one and only Mr. Eastside certified himself, DJ MH2da.
What up, love? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Look, I'm happy to be here. I mean, it's sir, we got a lot to talk about.
Indeed we do. Indeed we do.
You know, you told me when we were chatting that you really wanted to kind of talk about your life, talk about your journey and everything that you have experienced being in the music industry, everything that you've done. And I don't think I ever got a chance to ask you, why now?
That's a great question. Now, because I've been working real hard in the DJ and music industry for the past 17 years, and I just feel like it's like really time for me to like really enhance everything that I've had going on. I've been very humble, and I'll always be humble with what I do, but I've been paying attention to a lot of greatness, and one of those things that stood out to me was like, you got to stand out and you got to stand in your greatness and be great, right? That's so right. And in doing so, you got to walk the walk, talk the talk. And I don't mean like boast around like I'm the DJ, look at me, but you know, just hey, I'm just as great as everybody else, so right. Acknowledge me. So
you got to actually be about it, not just talk about it.
Exactly.
It's a lot of talkers out here.
That's a fact.
But they not really doing that.
That's a fact.
So I really want to just kind of, I feel like for me, I always like to take that journey as far as like those beginning stages.
Okay.
So you said you had 17 years in the game. When did you like really start and kind of, you know, develop an interest in it?
Okay, so I've always been interested in DJing, right? Like I'm gonna tell a quick story. So, my mom sent me and my brother to a concert. We was a part of this thing when we were younger called the Cougar Club, right?
Okay.
And not cougars as in old women.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, did you say coolie or cougar?
Cougar Club. So not cougar as in like old women.
I'm like, where's that club at?
Right? Not that, but you know, it was just the name. So we were part of the Cougar Club, and the Cougar Club took us to a concert on like a field trip, right?
Okay.
So on this field trip and to this concert, we got to see MC Light, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One and BDP, Kid and Play, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and I may be missing somebody else, but so imagine this. And I'm a kid though, like I'm probably around 9 years old, right? Like I probably shouldn't be at this concert, but I'm there.
Say that.
but I'm there. We're there, and this show is as lit as you think it is, right?
Right.
Like I'm talking about, they carry MC Light on. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm a kid, so
that's a core memory for you, though.
Right?
Yes.
This is because it's my first concert I've ever been to.
Okay.
So when we leave, we're supposed to go to a friend's house, a friend of the family house.
Okay.
For whatever reason, they decide to take us home. Well, there's a party going on in my house, and this guy that my mom was dating at the time, his best friend is a DJ.
Okay.
So everybody is at this party. I mean, it's so many people, like the whole world is at this party, it seemed like, right?
Okay.
And so when we go home, I see my uncles, I see my aunts, you know, I see my mom's friends and some friends, some people, a lot of people I don't know. And I'm like, yo, what's happening, right? Like me and my brothers, like, and we found my mom, and my mama like, what y'all doing here? They brought us home. She like, y'all got to go to bed. We like, okay. So she put us in the bed, right?
Okay.
We like, I'm antsy, right? At the MC Hammer, like Hammer was like my guy and all that. So I like to dance. Like I like to dance. I want to dance, right? So I'm telling my brother like, yo, we got to get in this party. We got to go to this party. And he like, okay, like he a year younger than me. So he like, whatever, I'm the oldest. You say we going to the party?
We going to the
We
party.
going to the party.
Exactly.
So we sneak out the room. We go to the party and I go to the DJ, which was my mom's boyfriend at the time, best friend. His name was Nunu. Shout out to Nunu. So I go up to Nunu like, yo, Nunu, I need you to make me a tape.
Okay.
And he like, okay. I'm like, I need everything, like play the NWA, all that, whatever, right? So like I'm thinking he gonna give me a tape, but I'll get to that later.
Okay.
So we in this party and it's going down. Of course, he started playing some songs. We get to dancing. My uncle get to hyping me up. My mama trying to figure out what's going on.
To be in the bed.
And she come and find me like, didn't I tell y'all to go to bed? And she drag us to the room. So we had to stay in the room, right?
Okay.
So Nunu makes this tape, and this tape is full of Karen White. I'm upset because, you know.
Wait, you said Karen White?
Karen White.
Okay.
I like.
We love a little Karen White.
Yeah, for sure. But
okay.
I ain't want Karen White. Not me.
Look, they said you had already went to the concert. You had enough.
I get it, right? So that was my first introduction into DJing and seeing somebody that I knew, right?
Okay.
So I've always been interested in music and stuff like that. So me and my friends, as I got older, we started throwing these infamous parties, right? Like our parties became legendary. Shout out to the Cream Team. It was a house party, right? And so we never booked a DJ. So me and my best friend, and actually the guy who was really responsible for DJ MH2da being who I am, he I went and bought some DJ equipment and said, like, one day just randomly woke up like, yo, I'm a DJ. I'm about to DJ the parties because I used to make the mix CDs for the parties, but this time I'm like, yo, I'm a DJ the next party. And he was like, okay, like whatever, like
why not? Look, he didn't have one in the first place, right?
Not even that. He was just like, okay, if that's what you want to do, go for it. So I went and bought me a Newmark 2-channel CD mixer, right? Okay. I know nothing about DJing. It's no scratching, no nothing. It's just 2 pitch knobs and, you know, the CD players. Okay. So this is my introduction to it. So I buy it and I go home and I practice for, let's say, 6 days a week, 4 to 5 hours a day. I was practicing nonstop because I'm gonna be good for this party. So this party come and I DJ the party and I do my thing. And of course, like the people was
toot your own horn.
No. I'm not great. So I don't want to sound like, yo, I picked up some equipment and I was good right away. Not like I was good enough to DJ this party that people didn't care. Like if I can't blend all of the technical stuff right? Okay. So after the party, people like, man, you was decent. Like, you ain't do too bad. I'm like, you sure? Because
like, you positive?
like I don't really know, right?
Okay.
And so they said yeah, and so I just kept pursuing it, and then the next thing I know, I became a professional DJ. We got a friend. Shout out to Paris. Okay. We started a promotion company.
Okay.
And Paris was already doing parties downtown. So Paris was like, really want to get back in the game. And he came to Ken Ray like, yo, y'all got a lot of people here. Like, I want to start promoting again. Like, you know, let's do it. And Ken Ray told him like, yeah, we can't do it without Mike. Mike got to be the DJ. And, you know, and so we started Guest List Entertainment. Okay. And our first venue was Dragonfly. Shout out to Damien and everybody over at Dragonfly.
Ooh.
Listen.
That's a core memory for me. I was like this. Oh, he just unlocked college.
Right? Okay. Like Dragonfly was like the spot. And shout out to Damien because Damien really let me get my feet wet at Dragonfly, right? Like the first party that we were supposed to do got canceled because at the last minute they needed to move Devin Hester's birthday party to the venue that we were at, which looking back at it now, I am so grateful that I didn't have to. That was not my introduction into DJing because I probably would have ruined it because there's so many celebrities and everybody was there. Yeah, like
it all happens in the right time.
Absolutely. Right? So we ended up having this party, and you know it went well. I didn't know nothing about the mixer that I was using. Again, I come from a 2-channel thing that I can't bring there. They got turntables and stuff, and I'm looking like what is about to happen. But anyway, that was my introduction to DJing, and I from practicing keep going, and now we're here.
Well, I want to know. Okay, so I know you talked about the party, but when was that moment for you where you're like, okay, you know what, I'm doing this. I've got the experience now. I really want to take it and kick it up a notch on a professional level. When was that moment for you?
The moment that I DJ my first party at Dragonfly, but it wasn't for we were like sub promoters for the main promoters of the night. So we had a contract with Damien for Saturday nights, I believe.
Okay,
And so
that's a good night.
yeah, absolutely. And so he allowed us he allowed another promoter to come in. Well, another promoter wanted to come in,
Okay,
and he didn't just let him take our night. He told them include them, right? Like let's have a meeting,
to work with them.
if everybody see fit, include them, and then go for it. So in that introduction, I met Jeff Eaton, who's one of my mentors, right?
Okay.
And so Jeff was like the main promoter of this night, and he had this whole elaborate plan to make Saturday nights better, because again, we coming from our basement
Right.
with probably 200 people following us to
Not in the basement. Not 200 people in the basement.
no lie. No lie. But
I love it.
To when we got aboard with Jeff and Kevin from Triple Team, shout out to all those guys. We went from 200 to literally 1,200 in Dragonfly, and they allowed me.
That was a big venue.
and huge like party. So when I was like one of the opening DJs, and I did my thing, like to see these promoters like, yo, you good? Was like, okay, this is I can really do this now. Like let me really pursue this, because I've been practicing, and I just got to figure out, some techniques and how to, get better and all of that stuff. But now that I got my feet wet, like let's really pursue it.
Okay. Now, with all that being said, what do you feel like, just from your perspective, separates you from other DJs?
My versatility.
Okay.
Like I'm versatile. I read a crowd. I've DJ'd for all different types of crowd, every ethnicity. It don't matter you name it. I've done it, right? Yeah. Like I've traveled the country. I've traveled the world. I've been international. So
come on now, international DJ.
Well, that's one of my nicknames, International MzMetchi. So yeah,
I love that.
I believe my versatility separates me from a lot of DJs.
Because I mean, you know what? I would have to say that's definitely sticks out, because typically when you see certain DJs, it's like, them for hip hop, or them, they might come in and give you salsa. But I will say that since I've met you, it seems like you cover a multitude of things. When you did a bar mitzvah, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, he's doing it for real.
And you know what? Like that, I was actually so nervous about the bar mitzvah, because I didn't know what to expect or what to do, right? Like it's a whole different
crowd
thing. And, shout out to Felice, because she told me, yo, be MH2da. And when she said that, when she said that, it put like a whole nother calm over me, like, because like I was really like trying to like make sure I take care of everybody. And she like, nah, be MH2da, like, do you? And okay. And once that happened,
so what does that mean to you, though? Being MH2da, like what's the vibe?
That means just do you. Like, don't, whatever you want to play, whatever you want to do, we're here for it. Because to me, it was like a trust thing, where I felt like she trusted me to be me. That's and knew that I wouldn't do nothing to ruin the party. Yeah. Right. So like, I guess you could probably sense that I was a little bit, playing it safe. Yeah. And it was like, don't play it safe. Like, let's go. Like,
go crazy.
Do you? Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I want to know, naturally, a lot of people see you kind of like in your element, and we get a lot of the hip hop. What's your definition of hip hop? Like, what do you feel about it?
My definition of hip hop is, that's a great question. So hip hop for me is peace, right? And what I mean by that is, like, hip hop actually saved my life. And I don't mean like I was out in the streets or I was doing nothing wrong, but I'm the oldest of 5 boys. So hip hop was the thing that I gravitated to. It was like my big brother. I learned a lot through music. whether it was real or not real or not.
Yeah.
Like some things that I resonated with, it spoke volume for me. So hip hop has pretty much like it pretty much helped guide me until at least young adulthood to when I realized like my own opinion mattered. You know what I mean? But so early hip hop was just like, my big brother.
No, what about hip hop now?
So
I think it's a little bit different.
Well, it's not actually, right? So hip hop now, I got my favorites, and I still listen to my favorites for what I need it for. But I like every sector of hip hop. Now I respect every sector of hip hop. Let me say that, right?
Okay.
I don't necessarily it's just certain things that's just not for me, and what's not for me is not for me.
Yeah.
But like I like everything from the younger artists, from women artists, from the male artists, but I still got my favorite artists, whether they from the East Coast, West Coast, down south, especially the Midwest, like everything. So I don't, hip hop for me is like peace. That's the best way I can explain it.
I haven't heard it described as that before. That's pretty interesting. I love it. Now, I know you kind of spoke on some of the artists that you like to listen to, but who are some DJs that you feel like that have inspired you over the years?
That's a great question. So some of my favorite DJs are my favorite DJ of all time is DJ Jazzy Jeff, right? Because I feel like I embody a lot of the stuff that Jeff do.
Okay.
And not necessarily like I follow what he do, but more so like his versatility, right?
Okay. You can put him anywhere. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kid Capri is one of the best DJs hands down to ever put his hands on some turntables. Okay. In my opinion. So is DJ Scratch. Okay. I love his technique and what he does with scratching and all of that stuff. But I'm a DJ Clue fan, but to be completely honest, I love Chicago DJ. So shout out to DJ Timbuktu. He was one of the first DJs and rest in peace to DJ Timbuktu, because he was one of the first DJs from the city. I won't say one of the first DJs from the city, but he's a DJ from the city that I respected because I saw myself. Okay. And what I mean by that is he was my age and he was doing it at a high level. Like, wow. But the hometown favorite for me is DJ Ferris, because I believe Ferris is the one. Ferris was the guy. Like, before I was a DJ, I was a fan of DJs, right? So I used to go to parties because I knew Ferris was DJing, right? Okay. Like, I want to be wherever Ferris is going to be, because he's Chicago's Funk Flex, and I don't mean it like Flex is bigger than Ferris. I just mean he was the one who, I remember him giving us the music before it was out. Like, he was playing the new Biggie album on the radio. He played the new Twista album, and to this day, like, he still is the one who curates the soundtrack for the city, in my opinion. So Ferris, and those my tops.
I think those are some great choices, especially like you said, Kid Capri. I was like, man, I'm like. Not that I forget, but I'm like, that's a pretty good one. Now, tell me this, because naturally you heard a lot of music over the years.
For sure.
If you could pick one song that kind of like that describes you, this is your aura, it's your theme song, what would it be?
I don't have one, right? So it depends on my mood.
A couple.
It depends on my mood, right? Because like some days I feel like, so to anybody who don't know me, right? Some of my favorite artists are Michael Jackson. I'm a Michael Jackson fan. If Michael Jackson came on right now, I might get up and start dancing.
You gonna give us a Thriller?
No, I won't do the Thriller, but you gonna see my, Let Rock With You come on. It's on. I'm just say that.
I was listening to Break of Dawn on the way in today.
So you get it, right?
You, yes.
So Michael Jackson, but I'm a Jay-Z fan. I've argued people down about why Jay-Z is the greatest rapper ever, right? Like,
is there a dispute with that? Are people disputing you on that?
Absolutely, and we won't get into it because some of them might be in this room, but
Boo.
But I'm a Jay-Z fan, so so if I had to pick some sound, it just depends on my mood. And this is why I'm gonna say that I'm a Cancer, right? So y'all know, like, I have some mood swings. One day I might be
not mood. That's giving more Gemini.
Not mood swings in the sense of like right now we chilling in it. In a minute, I'm gonna bite your head off. But more so like mood swings in the sense of, a memory might have just popped in my head, and it's like, or a song just came on and it put me in a particular pace. Okay. Yeah. So like right now, one of my favorite songs is 50 Cent Part of the Game. Like the it's actually the intro to Kanan. Raising Canaan, right? Like that's my joint. You might, if it came on right now, I'll get the Diddy bopping around here. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, we have to turn that on afterwards.
So I can't give you like the soundtrack to my life because it's like so many, like Kanye, whole, like it's so many songs.
You got to do a mix, Mike. You got to do a mix.
It's no problem. Let's do that.
Let us know. You got to let us know. Now, I want to talk Chicago music.
Okay.
What do you feel as far as like the state of Chicago music right now?
So right now, the state of Chicago music, it's great and it's bad at the same time, right? And I'll explain why I say that. Okay. So we always have an abundance of talent who perform at a high level on a major scene and on the underground scene, right? Okay. Why I say it's bad is because I don't feel like there's enough business in Chicago for artists to really flourish. Okay. So once they leave, I believe I've seen it where artists succeed and they get to a certain space, but then once they start the actual major portion of being an artist, how they get shelved or how they get their likeness taken and put on to somebody else or whatever the case may be. So it's a gift and a curse, but I believe like the future of the city is because a lot of conversations about the business is happening, behind the scenes right now, and I've been a part of some of those great conversations. So I'm looking forward to what the city is headed, where the city is headed,
where it's coming up. And what do you feel like that needs to happen? Because I know you mentioned like the business aspect of it, but what do you feel like needs to happen in Chicago so that we can compete with other markets like Atlanta, LA, New York? What do you feel is kind of missing?
I think it's two key components missing with that, right? And the two components that I think is missing, like I said, business. And when I mean business, right, like I think that right now, a lot of artists, a lot of producers, a lot of DJs don't have relationships. And the reasons it's not an abundance of those relationships is because right now we don't have a lot of places to meet. It's not a lot of places to go where you can just go and meet a DJ or meet a producer. And so I see a lot of artists get frustrated because they say, well, the DJs don't rock with me. Well, who are you, trying to go talk to, right? Exactly. Because if you go and talk to Ferris and Mac and these guys who are elite DJs, they don't necessarily got to have a conversation with you. And it's not that you terrible, and it's not that you whack or don't deserve a conversation. It's just that this guy is who he is in his business, right? So to deal with you might not be at that level yet. That he has to associate his brand with yours. So you have to find people who are where you are and who are willing to go where you want to go, right? And nothing and nothing is free. So I think the relationships got to come together. And then, like I said, the business part of it, which means I need to know the best videographer to film my videos, and I need to know the best. Like it's a lot of different things that I think a lot of people got to do, and it's not that hard. It's just some conversations that need to be had that I don't think certain people realize that. Yeah. Your how I want to say this. What you're gonna be as an artist is not determined by one person, right? Correct. But it's determined by what you put into it and the people you involve in it. So you can't go to the top and you recorded one song. You get what I'm saying?
It's not going to be equal. It's not equal.
Not even necessarily that it's not equal, but this one song may be good to you and your homies, but it might not be good.
Ooh, tell the truth.
You know what I mean? Like
that's real.
I'm just being honest. Like it's not that you, and it might not even be that you suck. This just might not be the one that's gonna be the one that y'all think it is, right? Yeah. So you just got to keep working, and because if you do, and the music starts speaking for itself, the right people gonna be like, hey, I need that. Who is that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, so
I think you said the best thing as far as like kind of connecting with people that's on your level. Like, it's nothing wrong with kind of shooting for the stars a little bit,
yeah,
but you do have to keep it into perspective when you're trying to grow and you're trying to get your name out there.
absolutely.
I think that's a perfect point. Now, look, you know, with the music that kind of comes out of our area, sometimes it's a little bit, it's drill,
Mm-hmm.
but it's real gangster.
For sure.
So, this question: do you feel like that the violence dictates the music, or the music kind of dictates the violence?
They go hand in hand. Like,
Yeah,
I believe that
agree.
I believe that music evokes emotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some people are really in the trenches. Some people really live in it, right?
Yeah.
And but what they don't realize is like the power of the tongue, and what
Right.
you're really putting out is what you really attract, right? So it's just certain things that I wouldn't rap about.
Yeah.
But I understand the guys who do, and in the lifestyle they do. And there's a lot of copycats, there's a lot of clout chasers out here who are doing it just for the sake of that, who might diss somebody just because they trying to get to a certain place, or they want some sort of notoriety. But we live in a city where you say it, you got to stand on it, because it's a time, it's a time and a place for everything, right? So I don't dislike drill music, right? Like, I feel drill music is important because it's the soundtrack to some people, and it gave our city a sound, and during a time that it didn't have one. But I feel like, you know, it's dangerous as well, because, you know, some of these guys is really about their life, and they really, you know, showing it.
They not just rapping about
Right,
it, right?
exactly.
They really being about it on a regular day. I don't know what's going on with the lights. Oh, well, Mike, this is what I want to know from you.
Let's go.
And it's the question I feel like I've always wanted to ask, like, a DJ in general, so I feel like it's perfect. Do you ever have a conflict when you're DJing of playing different artists that may not be in the best limelight to the public? For example, people like your R. Kelly's, your Trey Songz.
That is a great question.
I just want to know.
So
personally, like,
I never run into that problem because I DJ for the public. Like, let's be clear, right? I'm a public figure. When I put myself out as a DJ, I'm a public figure.
So we still stepping in the name of love?
No.
Okay.
Now,
that's real.
What I listen to personally is my business, right? Mm-hmm. Like, when I'm on my own time, but I will never intentionally play something that could possibly offend some people there, right?
Right.
Like, let's just say I'm in a venue and it's 1,000 people there. I don't know the closeness to some people to the situation, right? So I try not to do something that might offend somebody in a way. And, you know, public depiction, you know, kind of matters in my profession.
It does.
And so it just depends on what that is, though, right? Like, because somebody like R. Kelly, you know, I don't want to offend nobody, but I will play Kanye till I ain't got to play Kanye no more, because he ain't did nothing offensive to people. And what I mean offensive, like, you know, like accused of what R. Kelly was accused of or something like that. But
I think it's different scenarios.
Yeah.
Like, even Trey Songz, I found myself, I had went to an event, and of course it was someone's birthday. So, you know, say I. Mm-hmm. They're going to always play say I when it's somebody's birthday.
For sure.
I'm just like, say I. It's like, I'm going to sing it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to sing it, you know? So I always wondered, was it a struggle where it's like, okay, should I play this? Should I not? I'm going to drop it. I'm not going to do it. So
not for me. Cause I like I say, I intentionally not do it. Okay. Right now, if the person who party it is come up to me and say, hey, play this. You sure? Yeah. Okay. Well, we doing that, right? Because you paid me. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
So if you paid me to do that, then I'm doing that, right? But it also, it just depends on who or what it is, because I got some integrity about myself. If I don't rock with it, I'm just ain't rocking with it. Right. And what I mean by that is certain songs. I don't mean to be long-winded about this.
No, you're fine. Just don't say nothing about Drake.
No. Okay. But it's certain songs, right, that might, like. We live in Chicago. That might like be offensive to gang members. Some gang members, I don't know who here, what gang they represent, or whatever the case may be. Okay. So if it's something like too much gang banging, I won't play it. I don't care who you are, what it is, who party it is. I'm not playing that, because I got to go home. You know, I got a family, the whole nine. I don't want to be affiliated with certain things. Like, man, we was here and he played that, and it might be a popular song, but I ain't playing it.
Now that's real. Now that's the type of discretion we're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay. Now, Mike, you when I met you, of course you were DJing because you've always been doing that, but you've also done so much other stuff too that I feel like we don't really
Mm.
like talk about it like
Okay.
that. So when I know when we connected, I came on your show when you were. Do you want to mention the name?
Yes.
When you were on Urban Grind.
Yes.
So was it always your plan to kind of branch out from DJing and to kind of work on other projects alongside that?
Actually, no. So when I got into DJing, I just wanted to play music, and I wanted to play music at a high level, right?
Okay.
So initially, okay, let's go back in the story a little bit. So I became a soul selector DJ during that time. I was DJing at Dragonfly.
Okay.
So,
clap.
so Soul Selector DJs is a DJ crew that's based out of the city of Chicago.
Okay.
And shout out to DJ Rural, Lee Farmer, most definite, DJ Khalik, INC, all those guys who, before me,
Hey,
right?
y'all.
So, and when I became a Soul Selector DJ, I wanted to learn how to DJ at a high level. So
Okay.
shout out to DJ Most Def. He's my mentor. He's the DJ MH2da y'all know is because of him.
Okay.
And he will tell you no is because of me.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Most Def have had some intricate conversations that's helped mold me to who I am. Okay. He's helped me build my confidence the whole night.
Okay.
Mind you, the man only let me play music for him like 4 times, and I've known him probably 16 and a half years of my DJing journey.
What? Oh.
4 times we played music, but
you had 4 chances to impress.
No. It wasn't even to impress him. It was just like this the technique you want to learn, Cole, try it. This what you got to do. Okay, yeah, you got it. Good luck. Like it was that,
okay.
but
okay.
but not how I made it.
No,
but yeah.
So sometimes it's just cut and dry and to the point. It's like, no, this is what you need to do to change it so you can enhance yourself. So.
Yeah. So okay, what was my point in telling you all of this though about being a soul selector? What was the question? I'm sorry.
I always plan on branching out from.
Oh,
from
okay, right. So again, I was just trying to DJ at a high level. Mm-hmm. So I actually shout out to DJ Ross Kid. He's a soul selector DJ, and he had this internet radio station, and he needed a co-host one day. So he asked me would I be interested in co-hosting? Can I give him a mix? I'm like, yeah. So I sent him the mix, and I went out there and we co-hosted. He pretty much ran a show. I gave my input a little bit, crack jokes here. For those who know me, know I'm real shy, but I'm silly at the same time. It's weird. Don't judge me,
shy.
Right? Yeah, it's funny. Like we'll get to that.
I thought we was telling the truth today.
We are, and we're gonna get to that because it's weird, right? But so that was my introduction into like radio. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, and so. Shout out to Man Case. So Man Case, they were actually on Power 92, and they had their own show on UBM Media and everything. And they invited me in as a guest host one day to be a part of their show. Okay. And when I went to be a part of their show, shout out to Trey the Chocolate Jock because Trey was the program director at the time at UBM.
I didn't know you was at UBM too.
So I was at UBM just as a co-host though. Like it wasn't my show or my thing. I just went over there just to co-host with them. Yeah. And Trey came one day like, yo, you MH the one who be on the show with them? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, you do a real good job. And y'all don't know. This Trey, the Chocolate Jock, he on the radio daily, right? So for him to say that was like, yo, I could do this. Like, and so, I just started, they invited me back, a few weeks. And so I came back. I was like, wow, like I'm doing radio. So that's when I really cause honestly, I just never knew, how far a DJ could go. I just thought it was playing music. Maybe you go to a club. Now you start seeing festivals. Okay. Some DJs was doing the radio, some personalities, but I just felt like if that was your lane. I didn't realize like you could do all of that.
You can.
And I've been blessed to be able to do all of that.
Because you even have a show now that's like you're on TV now.
Yeah.
We need to see more of that, sir. But no, I want to talk about it. Let's talk about your show.
So shout out to Urban Grind TV because I was able to be a part of Urban Grind TV for 5 years, right? Okay. And I've learned so much about media. I've learned so much about radio at Urban Grind TV that I'd be remiss to not speak on my roots and where I came from, right? So shout out to Wally and the whole team over there. I once going over there, we was able to do so much, but I had a situation that wouldn't allow me to be at Urban Grind consistently no more. Okay. So I had to fall back and step away. Okay. And so in my absence, it was like I still had the passion. I still wanted to do something as far as radio and media. And so I also wanted to do something that will speak to my brand, but not necessarily have to be all about me. So me as a DJ, it's not about me. Although I'm the DJ and it might seem like I'm a control freak because I control this room with my music and all of this.
Like a little puppet master.
Right? But it's really about everybody else. I want to make sure the people have a good time. I want to, especially the women. I'm DJ for women, so I want the women to have a good time. Okay. I want and artists. I want to help as many artists as I can, especially artists from Chicago. Right?
Absolutely.
So shout out to DJ Drama. I don't know DJ Drama personally, but I followed a lot of these DJs' personal journey, and I realized that they had this this niche about themselves, which was their brand that stood out at the same time as them. So it was DJ Drama, and it was Gangsta Grills, and it was DJ Clue and his mixtapes, and it was certain things that I was like, hey, I need one of those, right?
I need something a little separate here.
And so Eastside Certified was birthed from that. Okay. It was literally birthed to be like my brand child. Okay. But then I realized nah, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't want Eastside Certified to be about DJ MH2da. I'm that guy over here. Let's be DJ MH2da over here. But I'll always, since day one of becoming the DJ on the Chicago nightlife scene, I've always wanted to help up and coming artists, especially as I start meeting a lot of them and realizing how much talent we had here, right? So in doing so, I used to I was playing the music, and so now I wanted to provide a platform for those artists. Okay. And so in doing so, Eastside Certified was birthed, and it became it went from a website that was about videos and blogs to the same thing, a website with videos and blogs and radio, and also a mix on Illinois radio, and now a TV show, a syndicated TV show. So where we sit down like this and we have conversations with
give it up for the syndication.
Everybody.
Wait a minute now. you breezing over all of these highlight worthy moments. We got to stop and celebrate.
I appreciate you.
For sure.
I appreciate it. It's hard, not that it's hard, but I don't like to get caught up in that. I like to celebrate the moment and keep going. So
no, we got to stop us. We're smelling the flowers this year because I'm the same way. It's hard when you're driven, right?
Yeah.
You're always kind of seeking out what's the next best thing, the next opportunity, that you don't stop and recognize that where you're at right now was where you prayed to be or you wanted to be before.
That's a fact. You know what? I realized this recently. And shout out to the executive producer of my life, because this man run my life.
Not in your life.
he run my
not just the show, but the life.
Not just my show, but the the man try to tell me what to do. Nah, I'm playing. But this my guy, man.
You calling him a bully beforehand.
He's definitely a bully.
Let me go ahead and
shout out to Mario Elliott, the sketch killer, man, because me and Mario have some very dope conversations that one day we gonna record for the world to hear. But we were talking, and I was saying, everything I ever wanted to do as a DJ, I've done and I'm doing, and I didn't give myself the leeway to celebrate that. Yeah. I've traveled internationally. I've traveled nationally. I've been on the radio. I've done internet radio. I've been on TV. I've done it. I haven't had a major tour with artists, but I've toured with art. I've done it.
You have, yeah.
So I try to celebrate it, but I don't want to get caught up in it. Or I'm yeah, look at me, I did this, and now,
Well, I think the thing that because earlier we were talking about kind of what separates you. You're gonna still keep going, right?
For sure.
Since even the time that I've known you, I met you at the top of my media career. It's been a continuous thing. It's not I'm going to stop and we're going to take 3 to 6 months off. You still going.
Yeah.
So I think that you can stop and celebrate. I think you need to do that.
All right.
And I do want to speak about this because I think sometimes as professionals, we don't really talk about some of the things that we, go through that aren't so glamorous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you kind of like share, and you don't have to if you don't want to, but just any challenges that you faced so
Oh.
far, that you
So
care to share?
so the world knows DJ MH2da.
Mm-hmm.
Few and far in between knows Michael House,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And so to know Michael House, like I'm silly, like I like to crack jokes, I like to have fun.
Okay.
We gonna have a great time. Whenever I'm around, I'm gonna be a ball of fun, right?
Okay.
But I'm shy, right? Like you heard, like it's weird. I'm like this.
Throws the.
I'm like this introvert, outrovert. Like we'll be like depending on who in this room, you might see me in the corner by myself chilling,
Okay.
bopping to the music. But like if my family is here, we lit. We finna have a ball. We finna drink. I'm gonna talk crazy. The whole night.
Okay.
Not I won't say break dancing, but if they play Diddy, I'm a Diddy bop, right?
Okay.
So, but I guess the most challenging thing that I've been through in my life. I have a special needs son who will be 9 this year, who he was born with 2 major deficiencies.
Okay.
So he was born with a rare disease called Rubinstein's Staby, which is a genetic abnormality.
Okay.
And at the same time, he was born with the Dandy Walker syndrome, which means like his cerebellum is detached from his brain.
Okay.
So like me and my wife went through, we've been through hell and back as far as dealing with this. And my son, they actually wanted us to terminate our pregnancy at 5.5 months. Like, and so they were coming up with all these, well, not even, I won't say coming up, they were showing all these different reasons why and saying that basically he might not even live till he was 3 years old because there was so much going on. And so, we prayed, we cried, we argued, we was like, didn't know what to do. And then one day it's just like, I had a conversation with her, was like, yo, God gives special kids to special people. And so we gonna figure this out, and we went, like I said, we went through it, and he's 9. And all of those things that they were saying was like challenges and why we should terminate our pregnancy. A lot of those discrepancies gone. Don't get me wrong, he's still medically fragile. He still has his deficiencies, but that's been the most challenging thing. So imagine trying to balance having a regular career, having a regular 9 to 5, being a DJ, and being a husband and a father to my 3 kids, right? Like that's been the most challenging part, and
the balance.
So I've learned something though. I've been in therapy the past few years, and I've learned something, that there's no such thing as balance. There is no such thing as balance. You will never be able to juggle everything together at the same time, right? But what I've learned is everything has its moment. Certain things are going to take precedence over others at certain times. So you just got to be able to adjust when you need to adjust. But if you put 2 things on the scale and they ain't going, like family and career ain't ever going to weigh the same. It's family first.
Always.
Right? Always. So knowing that is like, you ain't going to find balance. Handle what you got to handle here. Mm-hmm. Do that when you can do that. So,
and I love the fact that you mentioned, going to therapy and everything, because I wanted to ask you, with just some of those challenges that you were going through, what were some of the ways that you personally overcome those? Because I think everybody, when they see people like us that are like posting, they only see the good moments. They don't see some of the things that we're experiencing. Mm-hmm. Kind of internally, or just within our own households outside of social media. So thank you for sharing that.
No problem. Therapy I won't say therapy saved my life, but therapy did save my life. Like I wasn't depressed or nothing like that. I was just trying to figure some things out, and the way that I used to cope with things weren't working no more. So I went to therapy, and shout out to Dr. Nakia Thompson. I'm sorry, Nakia Sledge, because she's married now.
Come on now.
She's married. So shout out to Dr. Nakia, and because she actually like she helped me allow myself to enjoy and embrace who I am. because like I'm gonna just give y'all a real quick thing, right? This is why I love this lady a lot.
Make it quick. This about you.
I'm gonna give y'all a quick thing though,
Okay.
quick story, because my stories is always a story. I always got a story for something.
Okay.
So the first time I met her, my first session, she walked out of her the prior session and she said, "Give me 10 minutes. You know, I need to." And I said, "Okay, cool." So she came out 10 minutes later. She walking around barefoot. She like, you don't mind? I ain't got no shoes on. You know, it's the end of the day. I need to be comfortable.
Right. Like I need to be in.
I said, hey, I'm with you. You comfortable? You comfortable? Cool. So we go sit down, and then she says, okay, so tell me about you. Why you here? So we talking, and I'm telling her about, you know, I'm a husband, and I'm this, I'm a father, I'm a big brother, I'm a this, I'm a son, and da-da-da, I'm the oldest. I got this, and okay.
Right,
but
like
what about you?
More. Right, like what else?
But what about you? Like, how do you help you? Because y'all hearing you doing this for that one and that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Like,
I ain't have a, like,
right.
Me? What you mean, me? Like,
right.
Oh, yeah. And so once she said that and started helping me, like, just recognize certain things that I've been dealing with and not, you know, like not dealing with, it was like, wow. That's lady, where have you been? Yeah.
Right. Like I needed you. Like, lady, where have you?
Word.
I had the same experience. Like when I went to my lady, I'm like, girl, I feel like you didn't kind of opened up a light for me that at the end of the tunnel that I didn't know I needed that light. You know,
I encourage a lot of people, everybody to go. When my friends say go to therapy, what? Go to therapy. Here go the number, call them.
It's so bad because it's taboo in our community.
For sure.
To go and to, you know, open up and be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. That's just not something that's very common. So we're almost like it's like, oh, this is extraterrestrial, and it's like, it's not, baby. It's therapy. We working on ourselves.
Exactly.
For sure. Let's talk about, in your experience, what is like that top tier experience that sticks out for you since you started
DJing? I have a few. So
you doing top 3, top 5? Which one?
So I've got to DJ on some big stages with Kay Valentine. Shout out to Kay Valentine. She's a dope artist out of Chicago. For those who don't know her, but she ain't just a Chicago artist. Like, she's international or whatever. So Kay Valentine, we were able to perform on a Swisher Sweets. You can tell I don't smoke.
Okay.
Swisher Sweet stage.
Swisher.
Right, Swisher, the Swisher stage, with some hip hop icons. And when I say icons, I mean it was Ice-T, it was Public Enemy, it was Naughty by Nature, it was Mobb Deep, it was EPMD, it was Crucial Conflict, it was Curtis Blow.
Did you share this with your followers?
This was a while ago. This wasn't recent.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So this was a while ago that, you know, we opened up, and for everybody to embrace Kay and myself, like, was like, wow, like, you know, they rock with us. So that was one of my favorite things. I also got to rock on the stage with her at the Silver Room Block Party, and for everybody in the city know, Silver Room Block Party is a big deal, and, you know, the whole city come out for that. And so for her to perform, and we had, it's on the east side. It's in Hyde Park, which is considered partially the east side of the city. So for me to be on that stage, to see so many people who I know, or just in a neighborhood that I know, was dope. Traveling to Greece, I've traveled to Greece to DJ, so that was amazing for me. I went on vacation in St. Martin last year and was just talking to the DJ, and he was like, yo, you DJ? And I was like, yeah, but I wasn't on that. Like, yo, I'm a DJ. I just was chilling. And he like, you want to DJ? And I'm like, okay. And so I got the DJ in St. Martin. Like,
that's what's up.
Yeah. So many. It's just so many highlight. Like, I can't even pinpoint. Just traveling, period. Like, once I was able to experience traveling out of town to DJ.
Okay, you said that kicked it up another. It's like next level.
For me, it solidified me because it's what I always wanted to do. Like DJing in Chicago is one thing, right? And it's a thing because you could DJ here, but that don't mean you good, right?
That part.
But DJing here and being able to be consistent for so many years, but then they want to take you to like Atlanta or to like Texas or the Wisconsin or I've DJed in Salt Lake City or wherever. And then internationally it was like, wow, like this thing is I'm really good.
Okay. You like we're really going
like
places.
wow, like the practice is like they really like me, like for real.
No, I mean that's an experience. Anytime that you can go and you can take your talent and take it outside of the U.S.
Yeah,
you official.
Appreciate that.
Like in case you didn't know, I want to know before we get ready to close out, what do you want to be remembered for in your career, just in your life?
That's a great question. In life, I just want people to be like, yo, Mike was a good guy. Like, and I don't mean like I want everybody to like me. I just mean like people remember me for being helpful to other people, because that's one of the things that I pride myself on. I don't feel like God gave me a blessing to keep to myself. He blessed me to bless everybody else, right? So if I can help whoever in whatever capacity that I can, I thrive to do that, right? Whether that's in my DJing life or just me being Michael House, right? Like I've been having this thing where I've been going to Subway, right? I'm a Subway guy. Let me explain. Right? I don't know, but I don't really like pot bellies. I'm a Subway guy, right? So I go to Subway. I go to Subway.
Okay.
And for some reason, like I've been hearing the customer before me, and it seems like they don't have the money to pay for this sandwich. Like I heard, not to put nobody on blast, but somebody was saying like, yo, put this on this card and then do this. And I was just like, nah, I ain't rich. So don't come outside and be like, yo, Mike, can you buy me a sandwich when you see me? MH,
like,
can you do this? Like, cause I ain't got, I ain't got it like that, but I got it enough that, sometimes if you catch me at the right time, I was like, yo, I'm gonna buy their sandwich too.
Right.
And they was just like, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it really meant. Like maybe they just, I was trying to finesse. I don't know, but just for me, like it's just certain times like I just want to help people. So that's my thing.
I think that's a great thing to be remembered for sure. And I want to know again, like before we kind of end everything, what's next? Because it's like you've already done a lot, but what's next for you?
It's a lot happening, right? So I'm leaning more towards doing a lot of more. I ain't even gonna say I'm leaning. I have a lot of more corporate things happening.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be more in a corporate space. For 2023, 24, 25. I'm getting old. I ain't finna lie to y'all. I'm an old man. I'm getting towards being an old man. I don't want to be in a club all night no more. Day party me, please. Brunch somebody. Like I'm the king of day parties, so
I can't do the nightclub no more. I'm like, this is too much.
So like I get it. I don't want to be 3, 4 o'clock in the morning coming home. Like I want to be like, yo, day party lit. We had a ball, 7 o'clock. I'm out, 9 o'clock, even, I'd rather be doing that. So I'm leaning more to that. I was in a movie. Shout out to Stacy, Miss Breezy Gill. She had me in a movie called Ignite Your Love, where I got to play. You would never believe what role she allowed me to play.
Who did you play? Because I haven't seen it.
I was a DJ.
Bye. I thought she was about to say something completely different.
No. I got to play a DJ, right? And so, I got my feet wet in acting. And so then she even gave me a speaking role, and I got as a DJ. So it was very easy. Like, so I don't want to sound like I'm the next Denzel. So
He's
then
crazy.
I'm serious, right?
I can't.
So the next thing was, she told me, she got another role coming up where I'm gonna have a more serious role, and I'm like, okay, you want me to be
you the Ice-T lines like how they do on SVU? Like, it was in the cupboard. Did y'all check the cupboard? Like, no.
No, I got a real role, so I'm gonna have to really like rehearse because I'm gonna have to be a DJ, but not just a DJ, right?
Okay.
Because they're gonna remember me as the DJ from the last movie, but I got.
Okay.
But okay. Then I just got. I ain't gonna tell. I can't really say it. What's happening, but I'm gonna say what's happening. I just got a role not a role. I got picked up to do a scene rather in a very prominent sitcom.
Yes.
Is that the right word? Sitcom? Well,
Yeah, I think so.
Sitcom, and you ain't never gonna believe what they want me to play. I swear, you would like they gave me this role, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna be a DJ. I'm gonna be a DJ.
Bye.
For real, I'm gonna be a DJ, and I'm just blessed. I ain't gonna lie. Like so,
That's
yeah,
exciting though.
it's very exciting. I can't wait. Because it's like God keep letting me know DJing is my thing because he keep putting me in position to get to play what I am on a day-to-day basis, right? So yeah, and people keep thinking I'm not shy. Let me tell y'all something. I will not talk. I'll be in the room in the cut, chilling. So if you see me and be like, "Hey, Mike," and I just be like, "What up?" or "MH, what up?" and I just be like, "What up?" It ain't acting funny. I really just like don't do that. But because we here, and I get on her nerves daily, so she get the real me.
I'm just over here like it's all blasphemy. No, because it was like I think one time I was talking to you and you said that, and I'm like I'm sorry. Did I hear outlandish? Like, what are you saying?
It's not
I'm shy.
People in high school, shout out to everybody who went to High Park. They will, when they know that to see me as a DJ is like a phenomenon. Not because I got these accolades and I did some great things as a DJ, but it's because like I did not talk in high school. I played football.
Not you was introverted.
I was super introverted. Like we will be here in the crowd and everybody will be around, and I'll be in a cut like just standing there. I speak to everybody, but I won't be like saying much. So when they see not only that I'm a DJ, but I be like, yo, it's the pride of the Eastside, DJ MH2da on the one.
And get the party hype every time.
They like, yo, what the hell happened?
Like, who is this guy?
That ain't Mike, not Mike.
They looking at you like, like you got the Gucci switch going on.
Like I'm a clone?
Yeah. They gave you somebody else like that. We don't know who that is.
That's hilarious.
We don't know who that is. But, I think closing out, I mean, I don't know. What's your like mantra that you live by to get you through? Because I always like to close it out. We gotta leave it on the uplifting note.
I got two of them.
Okay.
One of them is be grateful and appreciate your blessings, and another one is my daily mantra is HYB, and I spread that to my family, which is handle your business.
Okay.
Right? Like no matter what, no matter regardless of how things are, whatever, however hard things get, or even when you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, believe in it, keep your faith, but handle your business.
I love it. I mean, I think that's a hell of a way to end it. Handle your business.
That's it. Handle your business.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you. I appreciate you for sitting down with me.
Of course. Y'all, we're signing off. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Bye.